What's up, motherfuckers?
What's up, everybody? Ty and Eric, fresh off of the Barbie movie, here to talk to you today about Subway sandwiches. Is that correct, Eric?
That's right. Let's go, Barbie. Let's go party. What is up? How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. We're going into a long weekend up here in the Great White North, and I'm very excited to go camping. I'm gonna drink a 3-liter bag of Hey Y'all. You know the 3-liter Hey Y'all bags?
Dude, that's like the ultimate camping like bring.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring like a bag of something, whether it's a bag of boxed wine, you know what I mean? Or a bag
Mm-hmm.
of hay all or a bag of milk, up to you.
Dude, slapping the bag of milk and like taking a shot when you enter the campsite of just like some sweet 2.5% dairy, just
hmm
curdling in the hot summer sun. Yeah, that's
I don't know
that's
about
my
you,
side.
but I hang the bag of milk above the doorway, just like a mistletoe. And then when it's time, I just pop a hole in there and I sit with my mouth open. Gluck, gluck, gluck. It's real good, bro.
Oh wow, wow. And do you ever say to your boo like, what if we kissed under the milkletoe?
What if we kissed under this uh, gallon of homo milk? No homo.
No homo. Yeah, what an insane shower scene that you've created in my mind with that.
hmm
No, it won't be unlike what I'm hoping to do with this bag of hard iced tea. I'm going to hang 3 liters on a tree and I'm going to slap it and I'm going to squirt it in my mouth like the udder of a cow.
hmm Does it come with a little spout, or is it like once you cut it open, it's you have to finish it?
Dude, it, what a time to be alive. It comes with a spout. Isn't that incredible?
Amazing.
I can't believe
Ah,
that like Subway drinks, like you get the cup, the lid, and the straw, and then it's three discrete pieces. They're supporting three different industries, is like being maintained by using that formula when that could all just be one thing at this point. I just bought a 3-liter bag of milk, or sorry, iced tea with like basically with the drinking apparatus built in. I could just guzzle it down through the spout. So what's going on
Mhm.
here? Why is it all so many different parts?
Dude, I have no clue. But I'm just realizing like the thing I hate most about recycling is when like on the packaging they give you instructions for like how to break down this like piece of plastic
Mm,
and like how to like sort it. And like a lot of times they have like a plastic bottle with like a label that's like attached to it. And then it's like telling you to take off the label when you recycle it. I'm like, there's I'm barely wanting to recycle this as is. Do you think I'm gonna like take the time to like find scissors and like cut this label off? Like, are you kidding me?
yeah, dude. The instructions are getting crazier and crazier every year. It's like not only you have to take off the label, you have to like melt down the bottle yourself on the kitchen stove. You gotta like
hmm
chew on the lid for a little bit before throwing it in the blue bin.
That's right. The paper cup goes in this bin, and then the plastic lid goes over here, and then
Mm-hmm.
the paper straw is actually compostable, so that goes in this green bin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you need a PhD to fucking recycle.
Dude,
Am
the
I
only
right?
the only green bin I care about is that tasty, tasty shredded lettuce.
That's the only green bin that I care about. You're right. Wow. Um, well, Ty, we were reaching into a different bin on Tuesday, and
Mm,
that was the popcorn bin.
that's
we
right.
were we were elbows deep in the large popcorn. Was that a large popcorn you bought me,
I
or
got
a medium?
I got you a large, baby, and I even said extra butter. This is for my co-host.
Damn.
I spare
So
no expense.
Ty and I pulled up to the movie like right on the dot, like 10 minutes after it started, which is right on the dot.
Hmm.
And I said, I'm going straight in. You
Hmm.
get the popcorn.
Hmm.
I wasn't
Divide and
expecting you to
conquer.
buy me any, but I sent you a screenshot of the ticket, and I just like waltzed in. I caught the beginning, which was nice.
You caught the giant Barbie like
Yes,
walking through the desert. Okay, good.
yeah, it was a musical sequence of like all
Hmm.
kinds of Barbie. I guess a montage of things to come.
Yeah, it was very Kubrick-esque.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
But we were true to our word with the last podcast. On the last episode, we said, Your boys are going to the Barbie movie together. We immediately went to John B's pub, slammed some beers, and then roll up to the Barbie movie with extra beers in our
hmm
pocket. Eric
It was
insisted
a
on
very.
packing a Peroni in his pocky.
Have you
Pockeroni.
finished that Peroni yet? Because you pussied out during the movie and you brought it home with you. And I
Wait,
was like, "What the hell's going on? Where did you finish your beer already?" It's like, "No, dude, it's right here."
ta-da.
What?
Dude, I'm saving it. I'm saving it for a special occasion. I was thinking of cracking it during this podcast, actually. That's still in the
Oh,
cards. I guess I could.
yeah, we're only 5.5 minutes in. I would recommend you get that going.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to do that. I gotta say, Eric, this entire experience for me was a little embarrassing. From the minute we were talking to the bartender to rolling up to the theater to sit side by side, front row, eating popcorn. So I
Oh
think I was
yeah.
a little off during the movie. I was worried that all my actions were sus, and therefore I tried to avoid some
Mhm.
actions like cracking the beer.
I mean, you're totally right about that. There's nothing more alarming than two grown podcasting males who are very wealthy sitting together, front row at the Barbie movie on the half price Tuesday. And it's to boot, Ty, it's National Girlfriend Day.
Oh, that was a miss on our part. You and I going out on National Girlfriend Day to see a movie together. Boo,
That was
Boo
like
was not
the
happy.
that was real funny. I had to tell Boo when I got home. I was like, "Guess what day it is today? It's your day." um, and I just spent the last 4 or 5 hours with my co-host, um, just doing straight male activities. You know.
Straight male activities, yeah. We didn't wear pink to the Barbie movie. I think that we dodged a bullet there. Everyone else, you could completely ID which film they saw. As far as anyone knows, we saw Oppenheimer. In fact,
We
that's the
were dressed
narrative
like
I'm
we saw
going with.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were dressed like you had like a vintage hat on with those like distressed. We were both wearing like pretty much all black.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that would have sold it even further was like a fedora.
Yeah, I forgot my fedora at home.
Mhm.
Dude.
Damn.
Okay, so let's get into this film. I think we're hard pivoting. This is entirely a Barbie episode. Let's talk about this movie, this cultural epidemic that is the Barbie
Hmm.
movie.
That's right. This is no longer Think Fresh. This is Think Pink.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, Ty, I went into it kind of. I was feeling pretty bigoted that day.
As you
I was
are always do.
I was feeling very misogynistic, but you know what? I went in open minded, and I gotta say, Ty, it was really funny. And then, like towards the end, I realized like I only laughed at Ken's jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the funny like parts to me were like the parts that are like ironically like overly male or like overly masculine,
Oh,
and those
100%.
like those always caught me off guard because it like hit the nail on the head every single time. I won't spoil all the jokes, but like just Ken
Oh,
is North Star for a lot of young males. Let's just say that.
okay. I think for the listeners and for the sake of the quality of this episode, we should just issue we're going to deliver spoilers from here forward alert. Do you have a sound we can play for that? Spoilers incoming. Anything in the
I have
soundboard?
no sounds.
Nothing? Oh,
No,
man.
nothing.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know, Ty. How are we gonna re-engage our people because we're about to just destroy our retention.
I don't think so. I feel like if you haven't seen the movie by now, you're not going to watch it.
I guess not. We just barely hit the deadline,
Hmm.
but okay, yeah, let's just get into it.
Like,
This is the spoiler section of the episode.
I'm the busiest person I know, and I just saw it. So that, in theory, everybody else should have already seen it. Then I'm a laggard, which
You've
means
seen
this
it
entire
twice,
episode is irrelevant.
so you've seen it twice. So I don't believe you when you say you're the busiest person that you know. You don't know a lot of people
Damn, you called
then.
me out. I either don't know anybody, or I'm not that busy, or I'm a liar, or all three.
Oh shit. Well, if you were all three, then you wouldn't be a liar, or would
That's
you be?
oh
Just a
wow,
double liar, actually.
yeah, that's some good double think that's happening there.
Big pink think.
Yeah.
Um, okay, Ty. There was one moment where the Ryan Gosling character Ken walked up to. It was after they had transitioned into the real world, and they had talked to this like suit. I guess who's just like standing on the street. He's like, "I'll
Hmm.
take one high-paying, high-influence job, please." And it was just like, damn, I need to like channel more of that energy in my life. Like,
Hmm.
just be honest with recruiters, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, I realized after watching that movie, my biggest takeaway is, oh, I'm not taking full advantage of the patriarchy, which is like probably not what the like Greta wanted me to think, but here I am,
Mhm.
a young white male, have a career and a life in front of him, and barely participating in the patriarchy.
I know, dude. You're barely getting a participation medal for being a white male, and we have to change that. I think this
Mhm.
podcast is probably on the right track. However, we need to do more things like push-ups
Mhm.
and like riding horses. Like this
Mhm.
whole like horse narrative actually caught me by surprise, but it just makes perfect sense.
Dude, it made so much sense. I always used to always be like teasing the horse girl, the horse girl. There's always one, right?
Hmm.
And then I realized
Hmm.
there's no horse boys. And it's because the horse boy has been eradicated from popular culture, but we need to bring him back because that is a
Hmm.
certain type of aspirational male that we're not really channeling. Like
You're right.
cowboy and horse boy are different boys.
You think so? I was leaning into the fact that they're probably the same person and
Mm.
that John Wayne needs to be brought back to modern day culture.
I disagree. I don't think they're the same person because I know a lot of like small town hicks that are like fall into cowboy category, and they may have relations to horses, but they're more like into their like tractors and their trucks and their other large farming equipment. Damn, did you pick up that train?
That's a big
Dude,
train.
that was an
Choo choo.
insane train. Holy shit.
Um, but Ty, this is where I think we are going to depart ways because I think being a cowboy doesn't have to be taken literally, Ty. You have to just embody the spirit of a cowboy, and that means you will be inherently a good, strong man. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to literally wear Saint Laurent boots, skinny jeans, and like hop on a horseback. You don't have to
Mm.
do any of those things. Like today's modern chariot is like a Mercedes Benz. You
I
know what
was
I
gonna
mean?
say a Mustang.
Or a Mustang. Yeah, dude, you need like a V8 gas guzzling vehicle,
Hmm.
and that's it. You don't need to actually know how to use a lasso.
Yeah, that's true. The new
We only know
lasso
how to
is
use the
is the lasso tool that
exactly.
you're drawing around your like Raya radius.
Bingo. I'm only able to use the lasso tool in Photoshop, not in real life.
Hmm.
Um, but nevertheless, I'm able to wrangle farm animals with that.
Is that a metaphor for women or money or something? Goods,
Chicks.
chicks, sick.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So,
Um, but yeah, I guess I just gave my overall thoughts on the movie. What about you, Ty? You've seen it twice now. Did you pick up on anything nuanced in the background that you may have missed? Were you keeping an eye on Alan while you're watching this time?
dude, I'm a big fan of Alan. I see a lot of myself in Alan, unfortunately,
God
but
damn it.
I feel like he's doing stealth wealth so well. Like
Stealth Wealth, Alan.
like you could tell that like some of those tops are like some like they're pretty out there, but they're kind of like giving like Comme des Garçons a little bit in some cases, or like some like vintage like uh is Izzy Miyake a little bit, like there's like an energy that's a little bit colorful, a little bit like preppy in there, and I think it's really
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm. Totally. He's giving private school vibes for sure.
Some Ralph Lauren in
Um,
there.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess in general, the styling of the whole movie was very nice. I liked Margot Robbie's fits. She was always like, absolutely gift wrapped in some
Hmm.
kind of vintage Chanel at most times.
Hmm.
And Ken also, once he ditched the fucking gay little Hawaiian shirts, he was starting to dress well
Oh,
also.
dude, you mean as soon as he was just all he was wearing was an 8 pack and like like Sylvester Stallone's mink jacket?
Exactly, Ty. That's the only acceptable outfit for a male. An
Hmm.
8 pack and then like one more thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I go back and forth. It really depends on how like well toned your body is. Because if your body isn't Ryan Gosling's, you should probably be fully cloaked leaving the house as a
Well,
male.
that's exactly my point, Ty. Like you need to focus on your body first when you are a male. Like
Yeah,
there's no reason for you to be like over 10% body fat at any given point.
that's a
Once
totally.
you're over 10, you're no longer a hunter or gatherer. You're just a guy that sits at home.
Yeah, you're a stay-at-home dad.
Exactly.
And that, Eric, is why I did 150 push-ups yesterday for that reason. What is the Rick Owens quote about having a nice body?
I was just thinking about that. I think he said like the best outfit is like a hot bod or something.
Yeah,
It's like it'll always be like um, just being fit or something. I don't even know what the exact quote is.
yeah. If you want to look stylish, just be fit. Be
Let me look
ripped.
that up right now.
You'll never go out of style. While you're looking that up, I will.
Oh yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
hit me.
He said working out is modern culture, modern couture. No outfit is going to make you look or feel as good as having a fit body. Buy less clothing and go to the gym instead.
Brilliant, dude.
Dude, we
This guy
gotta add
is,
this to our quotes board.
yeah, our mood board.
Exactly.
Makes so much sense. It's crazy that Subway sells a narrative that you can be healthy in the same breath as you should eat 12 inches of sandwich. Isn't that kind of messed up?
It is messed up. Not once does Fogel advocate for hitting the treadmill or doing a push up.
No,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like just eat
He's
your way out of
simply
it.
yeah, exactly. That's a red flag, Ty. There's a cost to everything, and there's no way that like eating will get you out of a sticky situation or a fat situation. You know?
They're really creating their like this incredible hypocrisy, a new reality of sorts where they're like, don't listen to your better judgment or your eyes and ears or whatever they said in 1984. And they're just like, eating this will make you healthy and fit. Eat your way to health and fitness. That's so
Hmm.
wild. The more I think about that propaganda that Subway perpetuates, it just I'm like the Barbies when they are broken out of their hypnosis. I feel like I've been set free from Subway.
You've been enlightened.
Hmm.
Um, man, there's we have yet to discover as a society what the harmful long-term side effects are of eating Subway. Like
We'll never know.
much like the vaccine tie,
Hmm.
we won't know what it's actually going to do to us until we're like 50 and then we suddenly develop like uh black lung or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
to the Black
Who
Forest
knows?
long.
Exactly. It'll be extra toasted, and we won't know whether it was the booster shot or if it was the s'more cookie from Subway.
I'm double vaxxed, you're double meat. Our fates are sealed. We will
Exactly.
only time will tell. It's a terrifying thought, Eric.
Hmm. Do you think Barbie's able to get sick, or is she just like? I guess in the real world, she was like feeling imperfect. That's the whole
Hmm.
movie, I guess.
Yeah, she's got some major self-esteem issues, real turn off if you think about it. Uh,
Hmm.
I felt like that was really interesting because there's a macro level theme here that I think if you just zoom out and think about this entire film as an advertisement for the Barbie franchise, which it kind of is, it did two things really well. It told the story of Barbie in popular culture up till today. A doll that just exists to create a perfect fantasy world for women that is or girls that is actually super problematic, and it is unaware of the controversy that it calls just by existing, which kind of goes this kind of like relieves Mattel of the accountability of what their doll does. Because they said, like, we just made a doll that makes a perfect world. It's your fault. They're almost gaslighting the society, being like, it's your fault that you made this perfect doll symbolizing perfect womanhood as a problem and finding the problems in it. So I thought that was really
Hmm.
interesting to tell that narrative. Do you have a response to that before I go into part two?
Well, I don't know. I think if assuming the first part of that is correct, that Barbie is a problem, like that's a big statement that I don't agree with.
I don't think Barbie's
Um,
a problem. I think society thinks Barbie's a problem. People got problems with Barbie, and it showed in the
mhm.
film.
And the only thing that this proves to me, Ty, that is that society is stupid.
Yeah,
That
for
we have
sure.
way too many idiots. Like, I just like I'm kind of one of those dudes who scrolls around the comments a lot, Ty, especially
Mhm.
on like
You lurk.
academics. You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
mhm.
And that's where you just like. observe normal culture, much
Mm-hmm.
like the line at Subway. Like you're able to see like what the most average possible human is.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, Ty, there's a lot of people who with borderline schizophrenia. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. And the internet comment threads is where they find one of their personalities.
That's right, the dumber one. Anyways, what's part two of your story?
Okay, so part one is the as an advertisement for the Barbie franchise, it told a really nice narrative about how Barbie got to where she is today, liberating Mattel of the accountability and also offering a like metaphor. They told the story of Barbie through a metaphor. Part two is about the future, Eric. They were able to offer a perspective on how Barbie should continue to be perceived in the future, which is great for Mattel. And what they did, Eric, is they said that Barbie doesn't, you don't want to be like Barbie anymore. Barbie wants to be like you. The job of Barbie is to reflect the real life ordinary girl. That's why she wanted to go in the real world, Eric. That's why she wanted to just be a normal human and have normal human sensations, was because Mattel is trying to tell us that the Barbie now wants to be like the little girl, not the other way around, which is what it was ever since the inception of the doll. And I think that's
Hmm.
really exciting for V2 or the future of the Barbie franchise.
I personally think it's really disappointing. What is the point of a toy that just reminds you of how normal and boring your life is? Like, isn't the whole point of like kids like playing with toys to be like, wow, look at this superhero? Like, I will never be as fantastic as Spider Man. You know what I mean? I
Right.
won't be able to climb walls. I won't be able to like uh, sling spider webs and run around and end crime in New York City, things like that. Why would I want like the Joe Blow? Like, what is like the right average guy Spider Man? Like, his like Spidey suit probably doesn't even like cover his belly button. He's just got like a lean gut, like a neck beard, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe he's like 5'6". You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can't really
yeah.
run. Like, if that's like where toys are headed, I feel bad for the young generation's time because
Mm,
one lecture that we had when we were kids was that we were allowed to dream. We were allowed to look at toys and be like, wow, that's awesome. I want to aspire to be a great man like Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And why are we robbing young girls of that?
Yeah, that's a good point, Eric. I actually am now aligned with you because toys are meant to capture the inspiration of the youth and channel that into dreams for their future. It's kind of like
Hmm.
if everyone tried to tell you the reality of what existed, marketing departments wouldn't exist, which when I say that out loud sounds kind of nice. But like it's like if Subway just said, "Hey, our footlongs will make you a little fat and a little unhealthy," then where is the magic of adding 5 sauces being like, I'm on a diet?
Oh my god, you're absolutely right, Ty. Like, if we didn't believe the scam that is light mayo, like we would never be able to go to Subway.
Bro, light mayo is the biggest scam of them all. It's just mayo.
And like, and it's not saying, Ty, that like you have to like fully believe the thing that you're seeing in front of you. It's like you can also teach kids to have like a little bit of like healthy skepticism and the ability to like think for themselves. It's like
Mhm.
here's like a quote unquote perfect toy, whether it's like Superman or whatever. It's like this like buff lawyer. Like, what is Superman actually? A
I don't know.
librarian? I'm not sure.
I think he works for a, accountant.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe he's an accountant and he's got like some like the Tom Ford frames, you know what I mean?
Mhm,
It's like
mhm.
this is the ideal gentleman, you know what I
Dude,
mean?
he literally looks like the poster outside the glasses store at the mall.
Oh, absolutely. I just want to tear the shirt off him as well. What?
Mhm.
um and so like why can't like men see that and be like, "Oh, this is obviously exaggerated, but nevertheless, um I want to change aspects of my life so that I can be a great man for my friends,
Mhm.
my family, my kids,
My co-host.
my colleagues, my co-host, and maybe like not get too down on myself if I can't fly." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the society generally relies on these types of projections in order to center where, like a north star, center where we're going. You know, like what do we all want to be? We kind of need
Hmm.
Barbie for that, like, so we don't all want to become like rat girls who eat girl dinner. You know, Barbie is supposed to get us away from that. It's like TikTok and Barbie live on polar opposites of the spectrum, and they're both there's a tension that exists, a balance between the two that pulls our youth females between them.
Hmm. Damn. When did we like completely lose ourselves, Eminem voice, to like what is reality? It's like all of a sudden we like demand for everything to be a perfect reflection of like real life when it's like that's no fun. I don't even want that. Like
Hmm.
why can't I just like sit down and enjoy this toy or like this movie or some music? Like do you think like Travis Scott's really like, or maybe not Travis, but do you think Drake's really calling hits on people? It's like maybe, maybe not. I want to believe so.
I want to believe. It's
Yeah,
a
I
really
just
good
want to
point.
believe that. I just want to believe that Drake got married to 49 women or whatever it was.
Yeah. So this is like, I think, a problem. We can get into this, like the socio philosophical aspect of this if you want, but I think there's a societal program problem around us trying to undo and rewrite some of our like infrastructural narratives around like capitalism and gender and government and how these things are supposed to be impressing on our lives. I, it's really interesting though, because I was watching this video about this guy. He's like, I think he was a comedian, and he said everything that we tell ourselves in our reality is just a story, right? We wrote the story. We can change it. It's like, especially with like
Hmm.
the stock market. He's like, the stock market, we just turn it off at the end of the day and then we turn it back on in the morning. And
Yeah, and
he's
it's
like,
gonna
that's
be closed
crazy.
on Monday because Monday's a holiday. I
Yeah.
was like, what?
It doesn't make any sense. And then he's like, everyone's like freaking out. The stock market is falling apart. And then he's like, then don't turn it back on. You know, it's like, if the dollar is losing value, then say it doesn't. If if you're
Wow, true.
if
Yeah.
stocks are losing value, then say they're not. Like, it doesn't. We made these stories up in these rules. We can change them as quickly as we made them. And the
Hmm.
narrative around Barbie's the same way. The narrative around Subway's the same way. They're all just groupthink.
It's all just made up. Like if your
Hmm.
marriage is failing, just say that it's not.
It's that easy. Marriage is a social construct.
Exactly. Like, babe, we're doing fine.
It's fine. Like,
It's like, fuck you.
the masculine urge to just brush it off.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hey, is this the first time a Canadian prime minister got divorced while also running our country? Like, how do we feel about that as Canadians, Ty?
oh, right.
Are we going to like get this guy out of here? It's like he can't even hold his marriage together, let alone a country of millions of people.
Dude, I'm actually I it makes me more interested in him be Justin being acting prime
Really?
minister, because like, as a man, can you really dedicate 100% of your capacity to your job when you have to entertain the needs of a woman? I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think you can be a
That's a
family man and run the country at the same time. I think like that is a dream we tell people so that we can uh
mm.
that is a Barbie in of itself. It is a fixation of our imagination. I can't even
Mhm.
like podcast twice a week and then like manage the rest of my life. How is this guy running a
You're
whole country?
You're absolutely right, and I think that's a fantastic take. Maybe we do want the lonely stoner who needs to free his mind at night
Mm-hmm.
to run the country, not think about anything else, simply like which country are we going to like invade? You know, how do we get the price of oil down?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You gotta be
how do
married to the
we
game.
like exactly? How do we support the monopoly that is the gas companies? These are the things that we need to assign to somebody with full capacity ready to run the country.
But straight up though, it kind of goes to show though, with that much capacity and these types of like macro level decisions that need to consider the voices of every single human, that the top is most top level of government, that really should be artificial intelligence running the show, and we should like vote on which algorithm we want to run the government, not which human with flaws and divorces and children they can only see on nights and weekends. Like, I don't want that. I just want to like say like, okay, we're gonna pick alphabet for a year or two and see how that goes.
I think everyone should just vote on the parameters that they care about the most.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone should just rank the parameters, and
Mm-hmm.
then that gets averaged out into the algorithm. So it's like, say you care most about like our military, and then you don't care about like women's rights or
Mm-hmm.
something, and then that gets like put into the algorithm, and then our algorithm is like, okay, great, we're gonna buy Iceland or something, like
Yeah, 100%.
shit like that.
Dude, why are we voting on a party with like a variety of things? We should be voting on the issues themselves. That's so
Wow, yeah.
smart, dude. And I would love to
Wow.
change my ranking as soon as at any moment if I learn new information. If like
Oh, 100%.
if like
Dude, yeah. Having to wait like several years to like have an opinion is pretty
mhm.
crazy. Like, it's like yesterday, I didn't know fucking COVID was gonna happen today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
it's like once the NBA shut down, my entire thoughts on public health records have changed, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, dude. The other day, an Uber driver cut me off in traffic, and I was like, "Ah, shit, we need to get rid of this fucking company." Like get it out of the city.
We
I'd love
don't
to
need
vote
this
on
company
that
anymore.
during that rage in that moment.
Exactly. Wow, that's actually kind of scary because you can have a bad day and then, I mean, maybe it's better than like shooting up a school, but you can have a bad day and just like change your fucking all of your votes, you know?
Well, dude, if I have a bad day at work, I might be forgiven, but if I have a really bad day at work, I'm getting axed.
That's true.
Like this podcast could be canceled in a minute if you say the wrong thing. Isn't that crazy?
Exactly. If you piss me off one more time, Ty, I'm ending the episode.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Shout out to Trudeau. Actually,
Yeah.
no shout out.
I think we need power. We need to give him some male power right now, like
Yeah. But do you
your
think,
boy's got your back here, man. I know you're going through a hard time.
yeah, do you think though he will actually have his full capacity dedicated to this country? Or will he be like chasing girls around now? Like he's newly single. He's what's like a pop-in club in Ottawa? You know what I mean? Like is he gonna be like at the bottle service table, just like having shorties bring him like, I don't know, maple
Oh shit.
syrup Jack Daniels or something?
Dude. Okay, so yeah, when you're like a grade C male, you just like sit at home every night and like crush Pacific Pilsners and watch TV, like you watch Mad Men or something. If you're a grade B male, then you're probably hitting the club and trying to drown your sorrows in strippers. But if you're grade A male, which is like prime minister quality male, then you probably start a war. That's how you like
Oh
resolve
shit.
this shit.
Whoa.
Like
So he's got some demons he's got to work out in therapy, but he doesn't have a therapist. So instead he's going to like do a drone strike like somewhere.
guys will literally do anything than talk about their feelings.
Dude, guys would literally do a drone strike for attention. That's crazy.
That's crazy. He's like, I want Sophie. He like draws the word Sophie in like fireballs, like the Ukraine Russian border.
Yeah, it's like, God, I miss her.
I see her everywhere I look.
Oh my God, yeah.
Damn. Well,
Wow.
this is crazy, and this is like really comes back full circle, Eric, to like the this breakup and the Barbie movie. It's all about men. And this is what was the most interesting part to me about the Barbie film was that despite it being called the Barbie movie, despite it being about Barbie, the movie was actually about Ken. Ken hijacked the film and made it about himself, which is the most patriotic or patriarchal thing
Patriotic.
and
Oh,
patriarchal thing that could have happened in the film. It Ken making it a movie about Ken and us only talking about Ken. I don't think we even mentioned one thing Barbie did this episode. We
who's Barbie, dude?
we yeah, exactly. We actually ended up perpetuating the patriarchy this entire episode because of that film. You can't
Hmm.
escape it. And I think it's so funny that they addressed that during the film, but then couldn't do anything about it. No matter what they tried to do, it was still the Ken movie. Isn't this insane?
Wow. When you put it that way, Ty, this movie is actually super meta. And you're right. Like they weren't able to do anything. They basically just did a little protest and then went back to the kitchen, I guess.
It's back somewhere, yeah. Back to their dream
Yeah.
house, because the future they tried to create is just in the dreams.
Ty, it's the Mojo Dojo Subway House.
Mojo Dojo Subway franchise. Damn.
Wow.
Well, on that note,
Okay.
Eric, this has been a fantastic episode. I really enjoyed building with you. If you have any follow up thoughts on the Barbie movie, let's pick them up next episode. Breadheads, if you have any takes on our takes, hit us in the comments on Instagram. Or shoot us a DM. We'll happily address them next episode.
Sounds great, Ty. Thanks for potting with me today.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Breadheads. Think fresh, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao.